as most other people. Can everybody hear me okay? During one illness, I was in the old healthcare system, the ACA, and a high-risk pool. I'm glad to be here today to tell you about my experience. I once was opposed to the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act until it saved my life. I didn't fully understand what the new healthcare law was all about, but I actually ended up being the recipient of one of its first provisions. We found out that I had stage 3 to 4 vocal cord cancer and was given 6 weeks to live if I didn't get treatment. We thought that we could just pay cash for my treatments. We offered 3 times the amount of the cost of my chemo and radiation in cash up front, but they would not take our cash. They required an insurance card. Some have suggested that the emergency room has to treat you. I've even heard this from legislators that are voting on our health care. They profess this to be the ultimate safety net if you have no insurance. The cold hard truth is they do not have to treat you. They are only required to stabilize you. Chemo and radiation are considered specialties and are not even available at the emergency room. Fortunately, my cancer had a high cure rate with treatments of chemo and radiation. My cancer would have been deadly without them. Without an insurance card, they would have stabilized me in intensive care on a breathing machine until the cancer ate my body from the inside. As a parting gift, they would have sent my wife a bill for $3 million. Think about that. My chemo and radiation would have cost $28,000. We offered cash for that. Instead, under the old system, I would have been stabilized in intensive care until I died. We got the call telling us that I fit the criteria and was being accepted into the pre-existing condition insurance plan. I'm sorry if I get emotional. I have to relive this every time I go through it, so excuse me if I get emotional. I finally had that life-saving insurance card. My chemo and radiation began the day my new insurance took effect. The experience changed me so profoundly that I cried in my hospital bed because I had been wrong for so long. I'm thankful to my wife who fought for my life every step of the way, and I hope to make her proud. I now view life with compassion and empathy, something I'm ashamed to say I didn't have before I got sick. It has made me cherish my family. I even found my long-lost brother after 52 years. I am grateful every day for the Affordable Care Act. Essential health benefits and patient protections are imperative. Guaranteed coverage of pre-existing conditions saves millions of lives. Premiums should not be based on your health history or medical conditions. During our journey, we have met a young woman who had cancer when she was only 5 years old. She is now 24 and wants to enter law school. With the uncertainty of her health insurance looming, she now may have to forego her dreams. Before the ACA, people with cancer, survivors, those with diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and the long list of other pre-existing conditions goes on and on. Those conditions were used to escalate your premiums, putting them out of reach financially or even completely denying you any coverage. If we've learned anything from our experience, it's that an insurance card is absolutely required. We need stability and we need to be able to budget for our own health care. Another one of the friends we've met through our journey is a 6-year-old, well, Actually, her seventh birthday was yesterday, thanks to the Affordable Care Act. And she was born with an abnormal heart and has had 3 open heart surgeries. She is truly an amazing and beautiful child. I'm sorry. We shared our physical scars, but our mental scars will always run deeper. She will need more surgeries as she grows up. The uncertainties she will face should not include her medical care. She should have every right to the care she needs so she can grow up to be an amazing woman, just like her mother. Everyone's life is valuable, and we should work to protect that. I can quit if you want me to. With my throat cancer, my throat dries out easily, so I apologize for that. This shouldn't be a political issue. We need bipartisan efforts so that our health care doesn't change or disappear every 4 to 8 years. We, as Americans, deserve coverage for every single one of us. I'm still not there. Now we come to high-risk pools. The marketplace did not open until 2014, and for 2 years I was enrolled in a high-risk pool. In 2013, every time Congress met, they cut the budget. There was always something else more important to spend money on. Our out-of-pocket expenses tripled from $4,000 to $12,000 in just 10 months. Eventually, they stopped taking new enrollees, others with pre-existing conditions that the insurance companies refused to cover. Other people like me were left without care simply because the high-risk pool ran out of money, all because of budgeting shortfalls. High-risk pools do not work. Every major group involved in this issue, the American Medical Association, AARP, the American Cancer Society, and many others, have said that the proposed funding falls woefully short. Segregation of those with pre-existing conditions into groups affects everyone. Fear of saying something to your doctor that may lead you to be labeled as pre-existing leads people to not be honest with their doctors. Being able to be completely honest with your doctor is vitally important. It leads to earlier detection and quicker and more effective treatments. President Trump and other legislators have mentioned moving to a different state to get the health insurance you need. We love where we live. We live in Sedona, Arizona. We've worked hard to build our businesses and become integral members of our community. Moving for medical care presents a future with a loss of freedom that I never thought I would experience in the United States of America. Before the ACA became law, many of my friends and their family members simply died because they didn't have health insurance. My friend Keith, skin cancer. My friend Joel, liver cancer. My friend Joe's mom, Ronnie, brain cancer. And the list goes on and on and on. We are now their voice. After my cancer was gone, I had a thought one morning. Surely I wasn't the only guy. How could I share my story with others? Could I even save someone's life? I went to Facebook and searched Obamacare. This was in 2012, mind you. Everything was negative. It was then that I began a Facebook page called Obamacare Saved My Life. One by one, others began to find it. Their stories were true, sometimes heart-wrenching, but they were all inspirational. I speak for them in telling all of you so grateful to be alive. What can we do? Share our stories, share our experiences, share stories of our loved ones and friends. Educate and inform everyone you know. No country has ever taken health care away from its citizens. Please let your members of Congress know that we want to keep the Affordable Care Act. Let us live and love. And let's all thank Andy Slavin